Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Harsasi, a mathematics education on graduate program of Universitas Negeri Semarang. In this occasion, I will present my paper entitled How to Scaffold Extroverted and Introverted Students in Mathematics. The Law Number 20 of 2013 concerning the national education system states that vocational high school is a kind of secondary education which aims to prepare students to work in specific field. As a result, the proportion of subjects in the vocational group is very dominant, reaching 50 to 70% compared to subjects in other groups. With such a dense curriculum structure, scaffolding is very important. Not all students can construct their knowledge independently. In many cases, students need help from others who are more skilled in order to achieve higher level of understanding and performance. But to provide scaffolding is not easy. Teachers mostly pay attention to the extent of students' zone of proximal development. In fact, even though it departs from the same GBD, the scaffolding cannot be equated. The unique character of each student is very diverse. Hence, I focus on the research question as how to provide scaffolding for students with different personality types. The study used a qualitative method. In the pre-research, 2 to 19 classes on the grade 10 were randomly taken. In both classes, personality types were categorized using the Asian personality inventory. Based on the result of API, observation, and interviews with counselor, the research subjects were selected. Data is collected by observation, documentation, and interview technique. Observation is used to observe scaffolding pattern and teacher interaction with the research subject during the research process. Documentation comes from the written documentation of the research subject in the counseling guidance book. Interview session used to explore the way to provide desired scaffolding by students with different personality type. Those data then come to technical analysis, namely data reduction, data presentation, and drawing conclusion. In the process of giving scaffolding in classroom, we find, first, each personality type has the initiative to ask a friend or teacher for scaffolding. Second, the interaction with teachers for personality types of extrovert neurotic, extrovert stable, and introvert stable are initiated by the student. For the introvert neurotic personality type, the teacher must lead off the interaction. Third, for the neurotic group, the choice of partner to ask for help is more influenced by the aspect of feeling comfort. For the stable group, the choice is more influenced by technical and practical aspect. Fourth, extroverts have more preference of partner to turn for help. Fifth, in the term of responding to responses, the neurotic group is easily disturbed by unpleasant responses, while the stable group is not. Next, if the scaffolding is done by peers, the extrovert neurotic group needs tutor from the extroverted. Extrovert stable and introvert stable can make tutors from all personality types, while the introvert neurotic avoids tutor from the extrovert neurotic group. The last, indirect interaction or scaffolding technique are used. While in indirect interaction, the technique used is influenced by the level of ability. Students with higher ability tend to actively send their work first to be verified by the scaffolding provider. Lower ability students tend to act passively by waiting for a task to be sent by the provider. We have some recommendation. First, extroverted students appear to be more active in built-in interaction, while neurotic students prioritize in feeling comfort in providing scaffolding. Thus, character of each personality type need to be considered in involving students in the process of providing classical or personal scaffolding. If scaffolding is done classically, teachers can involve extroverted students. For introverted students, involve them only in giving scaffolding personally or in small group. However, caution is needed in responding to the neurotic group because negative responses make them feel uncomfortable. Second, if the scaffolding is done by peers, each personality type requires scaffolding from peer with certain personality types. Hence, character of each personality type need to be considered in forming peer tutor groups. Caution: do not take an introverted tutor to extrovert neurotic student, and do not take an extrovert neurotic tutor to introvert neurotic student. Third, in direct interaction, there is no difference technique used by students with different personality type. Meanwhile, for indirect interaction, the choice of technique is influenced by the level of ability. Thus, character of each personality type need to be considered in selecting the technique used in the scaffolding process. If the scaffolding is done by peer, the teacher needs to prepare the tutor about technical skill in giving scaffolding, as well as provide an understanding of the character of students based on the personality type. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.